Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I can see we've got a couple more people trickling in, but we will kick off. So welcome to the New Wave information session for Cohort 10. A bit of housekeeping. As you come in, you will be automatically muted. And if you can please keep yourselves on mute throughout the session, that would be great, just to prevent any disruptions. And also just to let you know, we will be recording this session and sharing it. So feel free to have your cameras on, and also feel free to have them off if you feel more comfortable. So, welcome. My name is Victoria Rose Tucker, Tori for short, and I am the New Wave Program Manager. I am also here with Kristen Phillips, who is the Senior Manager for Ideas. I won't get Kristen to introduce herself because she has been evacuated from our building and is currently sitting in a library, which is probably quite noisy. So Kristen is here. And she will be monitoring that chat for me today. So if there is anything that you need throughout the session, if you have any questions, please pop them into the chat. I will be saving the question Q&A until the end. So if you put it in there just because it's top of mind, I will come back to it when we have our Q&A at the end of the session. So to kick off today, I would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional owners of the land upon which we all meet today. So for me, it is the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. And I would also like to pay respects to elders past, present, and future. And if you know the lands on which you're meeting today, I would encourage you to pop them into the chat if you like. And just here in the backdrop, I just wanted to share with you a very powerful piece by Indigenous artists, the Nomina sisters, called Water Dreaming. So how today will run is that we will start off with a welcome, which I've just done, and an introduction to UNSW founders, and then more deeply into the New Wave program. Next, we'll do a program overview for what Cohort 10 of the New Wave program will look like, who is eligible for the New Wave program, how the program will work, including the structure and the timing, and the program benefits. Why should you join the New Wave program? And then at the end, we will be having an open Q&A. So what is UNSW Founders? UNSW Founders is Australia's leading university-based entrepreneurial support program. So we help students, staff, alumni, and beyond to take their ideas and turn them into viable business models. What sets us apart from what other programs are out there in New South Wales is that we have a comprehensive support program right from the curiosity stage through to the scale and growth stage of startups, which results in a portfolio of quality startups. So to dive a little deeper into what we offer here at the Founders Program, I've shared with you here on the screen the range that we have. So right at the beginning here, you can see we've got the curiosity stage programs and services. So first up, we have foundations. So essentially, this is what we have on offer for those who may not have had any involvement in the entrepreneurial world before, and we teach the basics. So we cover things from the lean canvas to design thinking, pitching, and prototyping. And you don't need an idea to get involved with these workshops. Next, we have the Makerspace, which is an awesome physical space on campus at the MCIC where you can get hands-on, have a tinker in the design and create spaces. Our startups often use this space to help them build their low-cost prototypes, but it's also open to anyone who wants to just get a little creative. You can make earrings, or I've made myself a laptop stand in the space. So it is open to anyone, whether or not you do have a startup to work on. Next, we have our creative and innovation entrepreneurship courses. So we have 2 4-credit courses. One of them is fits within general education, and that's in the undergraduate. That's for undergraduates. And then we have our innovation and entrepreneurship course, which is for postgraduates. Next, in the middle there, you can see we were going to see New Wave. Right in the middle, that is my program, this program. I'm slightly biased saying that it's the best, but none of the other program managers are here, so I can say it. New Wave, as you can see, fits under the ideas section, but it is actually available to those that are just curious as well, because you do not have to have an idea to be involved with this program. And I'll speak a little bit more in detail about that later on. Next, we have the Peter Farrell Cup, which is our ideas and pitching competition for students and HDRs only. The PFC has been running for 22 years, and it's a very prestigious program and something that definitely you could get involved in after New Wave if you so choose to. And then next we have our 10X Accelerator programs. So essentially these are for those who are wanting to accelerate and grow an established startup. And then finally we have UNSW Angels, which is an angel investor program where you get taught all about angel investing. And this is our only program that is paid. So everything else that I've mentioned is free, and that one. Sorry, if someone is unmuted, can I please just get you to mute just to save disruptions? Thank you. And then at the bottom there, you can see underpinning each of our offerings is Coach and Connect. So Coach and Connect is our always-on service where you can book one-on-one coaching with our UNSW founders coaches, or you can connect with mentors. And essentially, whether you are yet to join a program or if you've completed a program and you're wanting to build momentum and keep that going, Coach and Connect is a really great option. So I wanted to focus a little bit more on New Wave, which is what you are here for today. So New Wave is our early stage startup program that empowers women to build entrepreneurial skills and launch and grow scalable businesses through an immersive incubator experience. This runs twice annually. Our last cohort, we had a self-paced multimodal version, and that was 4 weeks. That was predominantly online with some elements of in-person and some live sessions. This time around, we will be doing an in-person version. But for those that are interested in the online or more self-paced model, we will be looking to bring that back in 2023. So during this program, participants work with other women to develop a solution to an identified problem. They're supported by coaches, mentors, facilitators, and of course, a very enthusiastic and passionate program manager, which would be me. It's an experience that's very educational, very challenging, but also fun, all in one. And it's something that is very different to the typical classroom experience. So you may be wondering why we've decided to offer a program that is solely for those who identify as women. And so I just wanted to give a little bit of background. So at UNSW Founders, we know that there are systemic barriers that make it difficult for women to engage in entrepreneurship, and that these barriers are compounded by a lack of access to capital and fewer professional networks. As you can see here, women founders account for just 22.3% of the startup ecosystem. And female participation in the entrepreneurship space has increased by only 3% in the past 20 years. So that's why university-backed programs like New Wave are really important, and that's why we exist, to help tackle these problems and encourage more women to get involved in starting their own business. And in a post-COVID world, or hopefully soon, the market is ripe for female-led disruption, and the government has recently promised to help in facilitating this change, which is really exciting. They're increasing women's entrepreneurship through the New South Wales budget, which is committed to bringing women to the forefront of the economic agenda. And they'll be allocating $4.6 billion to increase women's participation in the workforce, and within $16.5 billion over the next 10 years to support women generally, which is awesome. So on the flip side, I wanted to share with you some stats that we are proud of here at UNSW Founders. So UNSW is helping address the barriers that were mentioned on the slide previously through the opportunities that we are giving women in this program. That includes connections to industry speakers and mentors, to funding through our prize pool, and compared to the industry average of just 22% of startups being women-led, here we continuously sit between 45% and 50% of our startups having women co-founders. And through this program since 2017, we have had a total of 402 women complete this program, and 136 startups with women founders or women in leadership positions, which is pretty awesome. So I wanted to introduce you to Frances Atkins, which she is one of the successful founders that have come through the New Wave program. So Frances's story starts back when she was working in the corporate world as a finance lawyer at Ashurst and vice president at JP Morgan. Frances decided to change her career and enrolled in the MBA program at UNSW Business School. And then this is when she found out about New Wave back in 2019, and she met her co-founder Naomi Vowles, and they started Good Gives. Good Gives did really well, and they got into the top 10 at New Wave Showcase and won, which then meant that they decided to go on to do the 10X accelerator program, where they founded Giveable. And Giveable did really well in that too, which then helped them go on to complete the Accelerate 2020 program. And through these experiences, they have received an immersive trip to Silicon Valley. They've had an in-house pitch coach given to them and $20,000 of funding, as well as an on-site space at UNSW campus. And they also, through the 2020 Accelerate program, they were awarded money from that was worth around the prize was worth around $300,000. And currently they're still building on their business, and I've put 2022 watch the space because these women are doing amazing things. And then we have Holly Richards, who is the CEO of Club Melon. Holly's journey has some similarities to Frances, where she began with New Wave, then moved from idea stage to startup stage and continued to build on her program whilst completing more of our programs. But Holly now is actually a part of the UNSW Founders team as our comms and engagement specialist, which we are so excited about. And so, as you can see, New Wave is so much more than just a 2-week program. It can start an entirely new career path or life journey. And if you choose to join the New Wave program, you will have opportunities to meet women like Frances and Holly, and to hear more stories about what people have gone on to do and what doors this program has opened for them. So now you know a bit more about New Wave and why the program exists. It's time to unpack some of the essentials. So eligibility for this program is pretty simple. To be eligible, you must identify as a woman and either be a UNSW student, staff, or alumni, be 18 years or older, And down at the bottom, we've got prepared to pay it forward. And essentially what this means is just that here at UNSW Founders, we have a very strong community where people choose to come back time and time again to give back after they've completed our programs. And that could look like mentorship or just being in the room when we have networking events, to knowledge share, to support, and yeah, just to be a part of a strong community of founders. So who is New Wave for? Here I've listed that New Wave is for women who are looking to build entrepreneurial skills and boost their career. For those that are needing some help to turn an idea into a startup, are keen to get outside of the typical classroom, office, house environment, and to apply their skills and experience in a practical way, and to meet other women and be a part of a supportive community. And then finally, if you're just passionate and you want to make an impact, so you don't have to tick all of the boxes here. And I'm very aware that your motivations for joining this program can go well beyond what's mentioned here. And that's the beauty of New Wave. We welcome such a diverse group of women every single cohort. And it's one of the things that I love about this program. So there are 3 ways that you can apply and take on the New Wave program. So 1, you can apply without an idea and you can join a team. 2, you can apply with an idea and be looking for team members. And 3, you can apply with an idea and want to go at it alone, or you can already have a fully formed team. So the program rules are that you can have a maximum of 4 team members, and you do not need to have team members to participate. You can be a solo founder. However, we do encourage you to have to at least be open to it. It can really help you in terms of, you know, having a diverse skill set within your team, have people to bounce ideas off of. But there are pros and cons to both. So it's totally up to you, and you need to consider what's best for you and your working style or your potential business. So pre-program, these are some key dates that you need to be aware of. So applications close on the 21st of August, and we will be reviewing those pretty promptly and looked to let you know whether you've got a spot in the program by the 22nd or the 23rd of August. And as we have limited spots available, we want to make sure that the most committed and growth-orientated individuals are guaranteed a spot. So we will be asking you to firstly attend the orientation event on the 25th of August, and secondly, accept or decline your offer by the 26th of August. And those applicants who get accepted will be invited to the orientation event, which is also an opportunity for you to potentially find teammates if you didn't apply with an idea. So I would strongly encourage you to come to that. Even if you haven't yet made up your mind whether you're going to join the program, I think it will be a really awesome event to be a part of. And so what will Cohort 10 look like in terms of the hours and the commitment? So all workshops will be held between 9:30 and 1 p.m. and they will be in person at the Michael Crouch Innovation Centre at UNSW Sydney. For this cohort, you must be able to attend in person. And if you are unable to attend more than 2 days of the program, unfortunately, you won't be able to participate, just because this program is very jam-packed with a lot of content within even just 1 day. So if you are able to unable to attend, maybe the self-paced online program would be a better fit for you in 2023. If you are unable to attend on any given day due to unforeseen circumstances like COVID or family disruptions and things, we will consider those on a case-by-case basis. So that you know, there will be 1 to 2 workshops each day with short breaks throughout. We will definitely feed you, make sure you have refreshments. And essentially, you will be working on the program Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you'll get Tuesday and Thursday off. But outside of the Monday, Wednesday, Friday programming days, we do recommend that you take advantage of this time to organise meetings with your teams, your coaches, your mentors, and also to work on the, not homework, but deliverables that we will ask of you during this program. So your off days are self-managed, and you are also welcome to work on site. Upstairs in the Innovation Centre, we have what we call the Founders Space, which has awesome open working spaces and also meeting rooms that you'd be welcome to use. We do have it in small print there, but this program, you can expect approximately 20 hours or more per week commitment for the 2-week time period. So yeah, that's just something for you to consider about your capacity. So post-program, right at the end, all teams will be asked to submit a pitch and slide deck on the 13th of September. You will be provided a template, a judging criteria, and technical advice on how to do this, so don't panic. And then we will be reviewing those and we'll select the top 10 teams to then pitch at the showcase live and in front of an audience and get the chance to win from a pool of prizes, and winners will be selected on the night and chosen by a panel of judges. So here are some of the topics and foundational skills that you will build throughout the New Wave program. I say some because I couldn't fit everything all on one slide, but these will be taught through practical workshops, tools, and tried and tested frameworks. We'll be having guest speakers come in, both founders and leaders, to share their stories and experiences in the entrepreneurial space. So you can learn as much from their success as you can from some of their past mistakes. So on day one, we will unpack what entrepreneurship is and what defines a startup. And if you haven't already done so, we will help you to identify a problem to work on for the duration of the program, and find team members if needed. Day two, we'll be working on personas, users, and the lean canvas model. Day three, we'll teach you all about your critical assumptions about your startup idea and problem validation. We'll then move on to solution building, design thinking, before moving on to understanding and talking to your customers. And like I said, this is a practical program, so we aren't just going to be working on theory. We're going to be getting you to go out there and have conversations with real people, and get clear on your value proposition. And then finally, we will teach you, we will help you build on your communication skills, and teach you about pitching, and how to convey your ideas confidently and effectively using storytelling, and getting to know your audience and prep for your team submission. So what are the benefits of the New Wave program? Why should you join this free program? I put free first because everyone loves free stuff, especially when it's quality free stuff. And then next we have the community. UNSW New Wave is a space for women to turn up as they are and be supported in an ecosystem of aspiring female entrepreneurs and successful female entrepreneurs. And time again, we've heard from program participants that one of the best things about joining this program is the supportive group of women that they've met and the friendships that they've made. And making friends is hard, especially in Sydney and especially during a pandemic. So this is definitely a fantastic, non-intimidating environment to help build connections. We then have free access to knowledge, insights, and practical advice from founders, mentors, guest speakers, and UNSW founders coaches. We have a very large gallery of coaches who will be there to support you throughout your journey during the New Wave program. And they have a large range of skill sets and backgrounds and passions, and are all available to you for free. So that is something that I would strongly recommend you get amongst, even if you don't participate in the New Wave program. you can get access to them if you are UNSW affiliated. And then this is just a small selection of some of the 200 plus mentors that we have in our ecosystem here. But as we mentioned previously, in terms of the barriers that women face in this space, getting connected to mentors and having role models is a really hard thing for women in this space, because women are not dominant in the space. So we really do try to put some amazing women in front of you and connect you with them. And this program has done so well at attracting some of Australia's most prominent entrepreneurs to come and share their experience, mentor and educate. And we have an incredible mix of CEOs, founders, directors, and managers from highly reputable companies. And they all come and do this for free because they are passionate about seeing you grow. And we will be having a speed mentoring night on September the 7th as part of this program at the Sydney Startup Hub, which will be a great opportunity to meet a room full of knowledgeable, inspiring leaders from our network. So some more benefits is that you will have an opportunity, if you're selected to be in the top 10 teams, to pitch live at the New Wave Showcase, which for some people could be a once in a lifetime experience. And you will get the opportunity to pitch for prize money. And we also just have personal growth here bolded, because there are so many ways in which you personally could go through this program. And as I mentioned, you'll all be coming to this for different reasons. You'll have different motivations. And what you will take out of this will be so different between you. But that's why I wanted to share as well just a couple of stories. So here is Leanne. So women like Leanne are motivated to join UWave for professional development and personal development. And Leanne took away a new perspective, as well as entrepreneurial thinking and problem solving skills. So you may not be wanting to do this program to make a drastic career change right away, and that's totally okay. But the skills that you can learn from this program are transferable and valuable for any career path, whether that's as a founder or as a leader within a team. And here we have Katerina. So beyond launching startups, New Wave has led many women to find careers in corporate, global tech, and even in UNSW's own portfolio companies, which includes Google, Eucalyptus, Atlassian, Combank, Xero, so many different places. And New Wave has just been a door opener for women like Katerina. And finally, we have a New Wave digital badge, which will be on completion of the New Wave program, can be published on your LinkedIn profile. We also offer New Wavers and those that want to continue their entrepreneurial journey post New Wave ongoing PR support. So we love helping our founders to build their businesses, whether that's through sharing your business in our newsletter or on our social media channels, or even just connecting you with journalists or calling you back in to give back and to be a guest speaker for maybe a future New Wave cohort to come. And then here I've just put Founders Perks. And Founders Perks essentially is just an assortment of subsidized packages and services generously provided by our industry partners, which you can get access to when completing the program. So I am a very big advocate for New Wave, but I'm aware that, you know, my words could seem quite biased when I talk about how great it is. So I just wanted to share some quotes from some of the women that have participated in the program from the last few cohorts. And again, these women all had very different reasons for joining the program, and some of them were founders, some of them were team members, and they had very different backgrounds and skill sets. But it goes to show, like, there are so many different things that you can get from it if you've got an open mind. So I am aware that I've done a lot of talking at you. So now I would like to invite questions. If there's anything in the chat, I don't think there is at this point, but I would love to hear from you. Is there anything that you're still unsure about that I can help with? Christina, I will actually stop sharing just so that we can have a little bit more of a normal interaction here with Christina.
Hello, Victoria. How are you doing?
Well, how are you today, Christina?
Very, very well. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much. It's really, really informative, even though in a short period of time. Is it all right if I just close my video? Because okay, all right. Thank you so much, Victoria. Really, really helped me. The thing is, I just want to know, I know because the time that you just mentioned for those, I know that's a lot in, correct me if I'm wrong, because I just the first time just reading that, you said that we need to meet at like 9:30 to 1 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if I'm not wrong, right?
Correct.
Is that 3 days, which is a required 20 hours? Is that correct? Is a face-to-face like preferable? Is that correct?
So between the 29th of August and the 9th of September, there will be a total of 6 programming days. So that will include 3 in the first week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 3 in the second week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
So it's almost 2 weeks, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, it's a few questions in here that I just want to ask your, obviously your advice, because knowing we are in the same time as well employee, we don't want to put in the trouble as much as we want to, chasing our dream. We don't want to put in the trouble too. Is there any other way? Maybe you just giving like any letter that we are real, we coming to UNSW, is not doing some other job, side job on things like that. So let's say my line manager know that actually I am in the program, aligning with UNSW program, if you know what I mean. That's the first question.
Yeah.
The second question, just in case they just want to check with you and things like that, is that normally you going to pick up the phone call from our line manager or things like that?
We absolutely can do that. Speaking to your second question, once you have received your place of offer, you can forward that place of offer to your manager. And so it can be a formal process there. And secondly, if you need us to speak to them on a Teams call, on the phone, more than happy to.
Okay.
Reassure you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Another question I just want to ask you, in this program, is that normally always a term of to make a product? Is there any experience you're facing with people actually, let's say, want to be a coaching, they have a school, they have a broadcasting, because it can be entrepreneurial as well, isn't it? So do you have any experience or mentors in the past that actually some women very enthusiastic or very want to open some kind of a coaching or maybe broadcasting business? Do you have any, something in the past that might be some women already ahead of us?
I'm not too sure if I've caught your question correctly, but are you asking whether there have been women in previous cohorts that have entered with coaching businesses or broadcasting businesses?
Correct. Like, because you said they just open some idea, right? Or we come up with idea, maybe not necessarily right, because obviously you guys have mentors in here that can guide us to where is the correct one. My question is, do you have might be someone in the past that joined your program actually want to open it like coaching business or broadcasting or things, that kind of line that they actually become, the kind of, not selling, put that way, it's a service. It's like they offer the service instead of selling. Yeah.
So we have a very large range of ideas that come into the program. Some of them are product-based, some of them are service-based. In our last cohort, we had someone who was working in the wellness space, quite, I guess, related to consulting. And we definitely have had many in the past that have come in and wanted to do things that are in the space of personal growth and development of individuals. And as Kristen's dropped into the chat here, we do have one of our mentors, Doon, who is the founder of a female startup club, and she is one of our mentors. So we've definitely got people in that space.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, that's it, I think, for me. Yeah, that's it so far. But yeah, if any question, I will ask you again. Thank you so much, Victoria, for your time. Thank you.
No worries. Anyone else have a question that they would? I can see actually some in the chat. I can answer those. So yes, I didn't go into the application process in detail, which I definitely can give you more info now. So the New Wave application form, Kristen has just dropped in the link. And it's a pretty basic form. We aren't asking you to provide a whole, I guess, business plan if you've got an idea already. We're just wanting to gather, I guess, details to help us understand your why behind applying for the program. And yeah, if you do have an idea already, we just want the basics in terms of what is the problem space that you're working in. If you've already got a name for it, including that there. And it is just a simple form. And that from there, for some cases, if you are at a stage at which you've already got an idea and it's quite further along, we may have another conversation with you to see if New Wave is the right fit, or if you're too far advanced, we might recommend a different program. But for the most part, the eligibility criteria is as straightforward as what I mentioned earlier. You can't be not good enough for the program. It is very inclusive in that sense. And how many people would be selected for the program? So at this stage, we have said that there are 3 different ways to apply for the program. We don't have a cap on, I guess, how many people can apply, but we do typically have only around 20 ideas or startups that go through the program. But with that, obviously, there are 4 individuals per team. So yeah, we're looking at about probably about the 80 mark for the amount of spaces that we could accommodate for in this program. Just looking at the chat still, and just further up, I did notice that Kristen dropped this in, but it's a lot of random letters, the link that was dropped in there, but there is a course outline which has quite comprehensive detail on what to expect from the program in terms of your time commitment. There it goes again. So if you look in there, that gives you a lot more in terms of being able to figure out whether or not this program is right for you, and what key dates you would need to block out. And yeah, that's cool. And then as well, just whether or not you are going to get from the program what you're expecting. So we have tried to put as much detail in there as possible. When would be the earliest that we'll be informed under acceptance, because I have to schedule flights? Great question. If this is something that you really need to know in terms of you're going to actually be coming to Sydney specifically, please send me an email. My email address, I'll drop it into the chat here. If you've applied already, just let me know that you have done so, and I can have a chat with you directly. Oh, yes, thanks, Kristen. With the self-paced program, will it be as collaborative as the in-person program? So we definitely try to make them as collaborative as possible. In a virtual world, obviously, it does look a little bit different. Sometimes that means breakout rooms. Sometimes that means just having a live session, which means everybody meets online at the same time to make sure that it's real time as opposed to just watching recordings. We definitely try. I think for me, I would say that if you're looking for a very immersive experience where it's going to be easier to meet people and make friends, I would say that in-person has that benefit. But our last program was a self-paced online program, and we still had in-person events scattered throughout to foster that opportunity if you are in Sydney. So yeah, that's something for you to consider which one might be best for you. Any other questions? Anyone want to come up? So unmute themselves and ask any questions. You're welcome to. If anyone wants to have any more detail about the IP or staff startup policy, please send me a message and I can send you those details. But IP, in terms of people that already have ideas, it's often a question that people have. So just to quickly cover this, if you're yet to formally create a business entity or engage in a formal partnership, generally speaking, you will own that IP that you create or own using your own resources. And it is not a condition of your participation in the New Wave program that you assign your IP to anyone else. So when you form a team, if you form a team as part of the New Wave program, you will not be required to share your IP with other team members and vice versa, unless you specifically want to form a business relationship with those team members. So if you choose to start, if you wish to share the ownership of that IP and with that other person, if you want to be co-founders, you will then need to have a formal written contract setting out clearly how you will deal with that and share your ownership of the IP. But essentially, you are not required to form any business relationship with a team member as a condition of participating in the New Wave program. And that's something that we encourage you to have a conversation about when you do join teams or have people join you. So if you join as an individual, how do you find/get assigned to a team? So firstly, our orientation and networking event on the 25th of August. That is a great opportunity to meet other women that will be participating in the program. So that's an informal way to find team members. And then on day one of boot camp on the 29th of August, we will also be fostering opportunities for basically, we'll teach you how to do the whole ideation process if you haven't found an idea already, and we'll help match you up to others that have similar interests or that have skill sets that would complement your own to then form a team. Anything else? Yeah, okay, so we did get asked here a question about why this course is for free. And as I mentioned before, most of our programs and our offerings are free. So as I spoke to earlier, like this is a space that within the UNSW founders team, we truly feel needs a lot of help in terms of helping address the gender disparity and the barriers that are faced by women in this space. So we do have a lot of partnerships and sometimes philanthropic donors that contribute in terms of the funding for this program. But essentially it is UNSW's vision to help build the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Australia. So we do get funding from UNSW specifically to help build this space. And for us, the incentive really is that we are making an impact. And for me, I can speak personally that it brings me so much joy to see women coming into the program with an idea and leave with a much clearer understanding of how they can actually turn this idea into just an idea, from just an idea into a viable business. And for them to be able to quit their day jobs and go and chase their dreams, that for me is a really big incentive. I can't speak for everyone, but that is definitely for me one of the reasons why I think that this is a crucial course that should be run for free to make it as accessible as possible. I didn't talk for as long as I thought I would in the information part of this session. So if anyone else does want to come off mute and ask questions, you're more than welcome to. What I might do is I'll just quickly share my screen with final reminders. So just at the end here, final thoughts. Applications close on the 21st of August. You will be told whether or not you're accepted into the program by the 23rd at the latest. The orientation and networking event is really crucial that you attend to get basically the whole rundown on the program and to meet your fellow cohort. And even if you haven't yet got a place in the program, if you fit the eligibility criteria, it is more than likely that you will get accepted into the program. So do have those provisional conversations with your bosses, with your partners about arranging work off or getting a babysitter for the kids between the 29th of August and the 9th of September. That's for the days when the programming is happening. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday between 9:30 and 1. And after this session, we will be sending a link out of the recording of this. And as well, if you do have any questions, please get in touch. I'm happy to have a conversation one-on-one if there are some things that you didn't want to bring up in front of the group here today. If there's nothing else, thank you so much for coming. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday.